Welcome back to The Factor. If someone's life is in danger, what would you do? Would you risk your own life to help, or pull out your damn camera and record it while going on your merry-ass way? We found a lot of people who just went on their merry-ass way. Take a look.
The question is, have we lost our humanity? Case in point, a fire sweeps through Maui in Hawaii. Some people in a car spot a woman on the ground near the fire, and this is their response.
Somebody's down right here. Yeah, somebody's down. Just go, Dad. We cannot do nothing for her. Oh my God.
Oh my God, bro.
Just go, Dad. Just go. We cannot do nothing for her.
What, dude?
Just go.
Let's now take you to K2, where Mohammed Hassan was on the ground injured, 1,300 feet from the top of the second tallest mountain on Earth. Instead of mountaineers and climbers helping the injured man in the snow, they walked around him to continue their pilgrimage to get to the top of K2. Hassan died. That's a damn shame.
Now, at last check, 53 people have died from the wildfires in Maui. We also posted that video of people trying to escape on our Instagram page and ask our viewers if the people inside of the car should have stopped and helped the woman laying on the ground. About 67% of you said they would do it, and 33% of you said they would not stop. Let's turn it over to our guest here, media personality KG Smooth, entrepreneur Winter Patterson, and community activist Eva Go. Eva, are you surprised that people say they would not take action, or is it survival that takes over, even if you see someone on the side of the road dying?
I think people are always going to look at how they can preserve themselves. In that video, though, I can understand what those people are going through in that car. They're afraid, they're trying to escape themselves. They considered, what should we do, and then they decided not to help. So I think those things flash through our minds in those split-second moments. But we do have a decision to make. And I don't fault those people because they're trying to get away. But if we can think through some situations before they occur, and what would we do, how could we help, how could we be prepared, I would be one of those people who would help. And I do it on a regular basis, and that's not a shout out to me, it's just the right thing to do. So yes, I would not hesitate to help and stop.
Winter, what are your thoughts on a situation like this? If someone is in need, and what we tend to do, and we think this is helping out, just videotaping it. And then you move on, and that person, in at least one of these instances, the guy, Mohammed Hassan, died because people just didn't stop. They just wanted to get around him and get to the top of K2.
You know, I've been in Houston almost my whole life, and I have a totally different perspective because we've had our share of national disasters and things happening where people were dying or in need, and every time our city stepped up. Every time. When you look at the floods, when you look at even the winter freeze we had, we always have people that are out there with boats, with semis, with ropes, just doing whatever they can to help. And that's the culture that I was raised in. That's what I know being a Houstonian. So to see it, it was kind of appalling. It just made me realize how fortunate we are to live here and to have people that are always out and willing to help.
KG, your thoughts on what we have seen in these particular videos?
You know, it's so unfortunate, and what Eva said, you know, I understand that people, you know, you got to think of yourself first. But in the situation in Maui, they were only going 2 miles an hour. I mean, you could have, instead of recording, you could have jumped out of your car to see if the woman was okay. If she was gone on, then get back in your car and go ahead. And the people that went around Hassan like that, you know, that's a tough situation because you are, you know, you're up here climbing this mountain in the snow. There is a dead body. You want to, I don't know if they were in danger, if like more of an avalanche or something was coming, but, you know, with that situation, that's, I don't know, what should I do? And, you know, and how can we take care of him if we are able to get him out of this snow?
Eva, how do we get to our better selves if we feel like, well, we don't want to put ourselves in harm's way? How do we get to our better selves if that's not just who we are? Some people.
I think with great power comes great responsibility. And I think if we come to terms with that and know that we are very blessed and we have the ability to help people, whether it be in time or resources or action. There is a way to help people no matter what your situation is, where you're coming from, and what your mental state is. There's something that you can always do. That story, those stories are just like the parable of the Good Samaritan, and people walking by and one person stops and decides to take control. That person who did stop in that particular story was the least of the people that would be expected to help, with the least amount of resources, and was low on the totem pole of status, but they made the decision. So if we think about that we have the opportunity to help somebody wherever we're coming from, I think that we should do it. Humanity is not dead. Humanity starts with us. So each of us can start by being the good in this world, whether it's to our neighbor or championing something great.
We just had the Montgomery Ball, so of course humanity is not dead.
I mean, you look at that and we've laughed at that, but that's exactly what it was.
It was.
In some instances, people coming to the aid of someone who was under attack by a lot of people.
Absolutely.
So what advice would you have for Winter for those who are not giving of themselves and not willing to help others?
I think you have to really soul search, because at any moment, any of us could end up in a different situation. At any moment, we could be the one in need. And that's what I think about, when I'm wanting to help people. Like, I could be the one on the ground, and I would want someone to stop and help me.
Absolutely. And KG, before we wrap up, what is your advice?
My advice is really to underscore what Winter just said. Look within. Everything starts and ends with you. And so, if you have it in your heart to do good, do good.
I for sure thought you were going to say, pack yourself a folding chair. But that's me. Thank you guys for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored.